JCU, the Janiya Who cinematic universe. The reason I call it that is because I'm literally just a girl that got way too much going on. Yes. Hi. Hey, thank you. My mommy came in, sorry. But yeah, I'm literally just a girl that's got way too much going on. Like, I do nails, I do vlogs, I do Cafe of the Weeks, but I'm not too sure about that anymore. Why is my mother being loud? Why is my mother being loud? Anyway, this is where I archive everything. Today we're doing a live Get Ready With Me. I'm on a chill vibe, just like yesterday. We're picking up where we left off from yesterday, where, if you didn't watch the last live, it's the way that, like when you're living in people's house, you're living with your parents, and it's just like, you just gotta love them. You just gotta love them. But like, why do we gotta be loud? Why do we gotta be loud? Anyway, in my last live Get Ready With Me, I was talking about how I used to read, then I fell off as I got older, and then we had to go back to our roots. And so in doing that, I found this book that I used to read, or several books that I used to read when I was younger, on Wattpad. They were Yandere X readers. I already said don't judge me, so don't judge me in the last live, don't judge me in this live. And basically I just picked one of the books that I had in my reading list on Wattpad, and I just took a little gander, took a little read, and now we're here reviewing, summarizing, talking about our thoughts about it. I left off on my chapter summary 30, like chapter 30, the summary of that, and so we're picking up from there. I will give you guys a little bit of a overall summary just in case. But I would, take a look at the last live. I don't know. But yeah, in the last live, basically we're introduced to this. See, I'm all over the place. This is why I'm not good for lives. I'm not good for lives. I'm sorry. But yeah, while we're doing that, I'm gonna be doing my hair. I'm not gonna do my makeup today because I'm just not in the mood. Okay, I'm not in the mood. We're gonna do our hair. This is the hair from yesterday. She's kind of puffy, but kind of cute. Like if I just flatten out the edges, low key. Low key. I think honestly that's all I really have to do because the curl is cute. I think I just need to flatten out the top, and then I have this claw clip. And yes, I'm gonna do that. But in the last live, when we were talking about our story, we are reading Infectious Intent by the Cloaked Ranger on Wattpad. And basically, we are introduced to these characters who are exploring these tunnels where it's known for people to not make it out alive. And apparently there's like some paranormal whatever monster in there or whatever, unaliving all the people. And people's our people's is trying to figure it out, and one of the people's who's trying to figure it out is our friend. And because of that, our friend ended up being in danger. Of course, we had to go help them. Of course, we end up in the tunnels. Of course, we make it out alive. Of course. But even though we make it out the tunnels alive, the monster ends up following us into town. You know what I'm saying? And they followed us to our home. And now we're at the point in the story where the monster has come to an agreement with us where we have to let them stay in our house, and they won't unalive our parents for it. Thank you. And the reason why he's even being this cooperative with us is because we're on some our blood, our juice. It's so tantalizing. It smells so good that he just has to savor us. You know what I'm saying? So I named the monster Pasta because it reminds me of creepy pastas. Right. So creepy pasta. So that's what we will be calling our monster boyfriend, okay? He's not really our boyfriend. He's kind of bad to us, a little toxic, but this is a yandere. A yandere is just basically it is a Japanese term for someone who can be obsessive so much to the point that they will not can but will harm others in the name of preserving their relationship. So, with that being said, I just want to get some chapters. Like, I just want to read some. You know what I'm saying? Before I start doing my hair. Okay? Is that cool? Is that cool? Like I said, chapter 30, chapter 30. Let's see what I have my summaries. Okay, these are all summaries. It shouldn't be intimidating. That's because on the camera, it looks like a lot of words. It just looks like a lot. But they're just summaries. So chapter 30, it says, we're about to go back into our room when our dad comes out asking why the water is running if she's not out if she's out here. And so we rush into the bathroom, turn the water off while Pasta is showering. He says we can join if we like, and we tell him to be so for real right now. We don't want to make our parents suspicious. So once that gets situated, we go back to the living room and we eat our breakfast and blah, 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 blah. So basically this is just us getting settled in with, fostering a man-eating monster in our house. We're just getting adjusted to that. So chapter 31, we go check out at the store because we needed to get Pasta some new clothes because he was, wearing the same clothes that he was wearing in the tunnels, where there was a bunch of juice and, unalived bodies everywhere. We can't be having that in the house. So we had to get him some new clothes. But anyway, yeah, we're checking out at the cashier, and the cashier the cashier has to take a call, and she learns about the guy that Pasta was eating last night. Yeah, because last night he had to get him a little something to snack on. And apparently the person that he decided to unalive and eat was the cashier's boyfriend. Ooh. Ooh, I know. Um, so then we get to, oh, shoot, I'm not good at this. Look, this says that we're trying to console the cashier, right? Because she's crying. She's like, oh my God, what's going on? And we're like, as we're consoling her, we accidentally refer to Pasta as a him. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's referring to the monster as it, that, you know what I'm saying? And we're the only one that ever like gives him Pasta like actual him, he, him pronoun. And she's like, that's a little strange. And in the last live, a couple chapters back, somebody else clocked us about that too. So anyways, chapter 32, the creature had to step in one of the I don't know what this word is, like how to pronounce this word, but it's just a room where tombstones, like it's not one tombstone but a bunch of tombstones, whatever. And that was until the police showed up and noticed a pick lock. There's two police officers, Ellis and Lionel, that go and check out the room that he's in, and they do come in contact with Pasta, but he manages to run away. They chase after him and they call for backup. Ellis ends up getting held hostage by the creature, and he has her by the waist, whispering threats in her ear. And You know how you can make comments on Wattpad? And I say that's the best part about reading things online is people's comments. But why is it that as he has this female police officer held captive in his grasp, threatening to unalive her, I'm gonna go in the comments of this story and they're gonna be like, oh my god, why is he cheating on us? Like, oh my god. And it's like mental illness. But it's okay. We're all here for fun and games. But yeah, um, he ends up throwing Ellis to the side and running off. Shots are fired, but it really doesn't matter because Pasta here, he has a little bit of like a self regeneration thing going on here. So, chapter 33, Lionel wakes up in an abandoned cabin but is able to break free from the ropes. Now, we don't have to go chapter through chapter with this because I actually remember what was going on. So, like, he took Ellis and Lionel out to this cabin out in the middle of the woods. And, he basically was he was torturing them. Like, it was actual torture because this is a very gory story. I remember her describing the torture and everything too. But while we're doing that, while I'm explaining that, I'm gonna brush this out a little bit. I don't want to brush the front though. I want to keep this little curl right here. But everything else, I'm not gonna brush all the way down because I just want this to be flat, okay? I just want this to be flat. I was gonna use my hot comb for the hair, but low key, I might not even need to do that, honestly. Might not even need to do that. But yeah, he's trying to torture the two cops because he just wants to know what information that the police station has on him and like what their plan was to, get him gone. And they were very stubborn. They weren't really trying to tell him, and long story short, like, because they're not really important to the story, they end up, they're gone. Like, he definitely ends up, unaliving them. So yeah, that happens. Anyways, chapter 36. 3 weeks pass since we've seen Pasta. Things feel somewhat normal again, and we spend a lot of time comforting, Haley, which is the cashier whose boyfriend was unalived by our Pasta, our roommate. And we are updating her and she's updating us about the funeral being held for him. So, chapter 36, we make it home feeling somewhat chill until we make it into our bedroom and we see that Pasta is back. Unfortunate. Chapter 37, he tells us that he's crowded. I'm sorry, sometimes it's hard to read my own handwriting. Like, please spare me. Please spare me. Oh no, he's saying that he's been gone for so long and he needs a little bite. Because look, last time he was here, he took a little bite of us. I'm not talking about a nibble. I'm not talking about a little. No, he took a bite, a chunk of us. Like, when I'm saying that he's a man-eating monster, like, I'm not joking. Like, he's eating people. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even on some cannibal stuff because he's not like a human. You know what I'm saying? He's not of us. Hold on, I gotta get my gel. Y'all. Cause if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I had to get my gel. Anyways, I don't ever use this on my actual hair. Like, I would literally only use this for a wig, and even still. But yeah, he says he need that, and we're like, no. But it's like, fine, it's fine. So chapter 39, because I skipped it, Pasta ends up taking his little bite. And he is. We're just disgusted by this man. Like honestly, it's really shameful. But what happens next? I give him the clothes he's bought, and yeah, let's move on. Chapter 40. I asked Pasta to hand me a bag to wrap up my wound, blah, 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 blah. We're both watching TV. Oh, we're both watching TV, and there's like updates on the news about Pasta and stuff like that. And Pasta's like, look, y'all need to get over it. Like, y'all are the ones obsessed with him. Like, keep it cute. Chapter 41. This is a pretty long chapter. Do you see this? Let's read it. As we're watching TV, Pasta says he would love to share a meal together, and I said that's unlikely to happen. Then he's gonna ask us, what are we? He's gonna ask us, what are we? Mind you, he just took a bite out of us, God. Like, let's clock it. Anyway, we say we don't like him. Pasta's like, but we're partners. For some reason, he's like really hell bent on this partner situation because it's like I mean, in a sense, I guess we are partners because it's like, no, I'm being held captive. You gave me an ultimatum, okay? He said you keep me in the house and you're good, or you don't keep me in the house and I unalive everybody, including your parents. So what do you mean partners? But anyways, we're like, hell nah. And we dip out of our room. Pasta turns off the TV. He's upset for some reason. He thinks back to how positively he described his partner to his victims, because when he was torturing the police officers, he was he was talking about us in a good way. You know what I'm saying? He was giving us good words. And I mean, at this part, mind you, we're at chapter 41. This is where we get to see like Pasta kind of feel some sort of affection towards us. You know what I'm saying? Like he's starting to feel more than just like we're a tasty treat. We get to see that. People tried to hunt him. People tried to, do all these things to him, and we're different, because we're just not like other girls. Pasta doesn't know many emotions, but we're choose we're ch- ugh. We're just making him feel things. I don't even know why I wrote all this stuff. The next day, Pasta was silent and he didn't bother us. We took a note of this, but got ready to hang out with Haley. As we're on the way to the coffee shop, we get visions of Dean, which is the Haley's, boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? The one that's unalived. And we're like, look, we whatever. And so now I don't have to read that because I remember what happened in the story. So basically, Haley was consoling us a lot during this whole process, right? And we were getting really close when we were recovering, you know. And so as we're getting close, and we're dealing with Pasta, we get this plan in our mind. We get this thing in our mind where we're like, you know what? I don't have to take this. I'm gonna take this man down. Like, Pasta, you cannot rule me. You cannot control me. Okay? And so in that, we derived a plan to basically get rid of Pasta. And in that, we involved Haley in that process, right? Because, we ended up telling her about, I don't think we told her exactly like what we were going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't tell her that we was housing the man. But we did say that we want to take him down. And she was like, okay, hell yeah. Because, he took away her boyfriend. And so we got the plan. Cool. Haley pulls up to our house, right? And Haley sees pasta from the our bedroom window. And that's when just stuff goes all freaking wrong. Because now she's assuming that we're like cool with the monster, like we're cool with pasta or something like that. And so she starts tweaking out. She gets in her car. She's like trying to get away from us, right? And we're running after her because we're trying to explain to her, like, hey, this is not what it looks like. No, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not what it looks like. Like, please, like, we're so close to getting rid of this man and like taking him down. And she's just not hearing us. She's driving away. We drive after her. We follow her home. And when we get to her home, it's like she's mad at us, but it's not normal. Like, it's not normal anger. She like makes this up in her mind that we're like some sort of villain or something like that, and like we were fake and we were lying to her this whole time. I mean, I guess we were lying to her, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, we were in a predicament and you're not even letting us explain. But then again, we probably should have said something, you know? We probably should have said something in the beginning, instead of hiding it. But I don't know. How do you feel? Because I think that it's a weird situation and it's easier than it sounds to be like, yeah, you know how your boyfriend was unalived a couple days ago? Yeah, the monster, he did that, and he's in my house. He's in my house, and I be feeding him. Like, you know how my parents own a morgue? Yeah, we actually don't bury the people. We actually are burying an empty casket. So, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like, what are you supposed to say? No one's gonna get that. No one's gonna understand that. So it's whatever. I'm not a fan of how this is looking. Okay, yeah, we gotta get this right here. We gotta get this. But yeah, like, as we're at Haley's freaking house, this girl is getting so mad at us, and she gets to a point where like she's like enraged, and she ends up grabbing a knife, swinging on us. Like, she's trying to kill us. She's trying to kill us. And it's like we're trying to talk her down, like, hey, it's a misunderstanding. No, she's actively trying to kill us or unalive us. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm so sorry. And so in that, she almost gets us a couple times, but we're just good like that because we're main character. So we end up dodging it. She did slice us up a little bit, but for the most part we was good. We was good. And you know, it gets to a point where, oh my god, where's my hair tie? No, I got like the perfect little ponytail, and I can't. Oh, it's right here. But yeah, Haley almost gets us. Like, she almost corners us. She almost gets us. But look who shows up. Pasta. Pasta shows up at the perfect freaking time, and he like gets Haley up off of us. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, he saves us from Haley. And there's like a knot in the back of this stupid wig. It's causing me problems. Sorry, I'm like really trying to. Okay. Where did the hair tie go again? I just lost it again. You're joking. If it's on my wrist, oh, it's on my wrist. But yeah, he saves us, and he ends up taking us to that cabin that he ended up, you know, torturing the police officers in. He takes us there, and he takes Haley there too. we're like really wounded because I'm not gonna lie, like Haley actually, she got us good. She did. And we're like trying to Pasta's trying to nurse us back to health. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on. He's trying to nurse us back to health. And while he's doing that, Haley's like tied up to a chair or something like that. And the reason why he didn't unalive her is because, again, Haley was involved in our plan of taking Pasta down. And Pasta wants to know. Pasta's like, look, what was the plan? What was the plan? What was the plan? She's not going to tell him because even though she doesn't like us, Pasta still killed, unalived her man. So she's like, I'm not about to tell you. And every time she resists Pasta, he's like, he's torturing her even more and more and more and more. And it's like she won't give it up. She won't let it go. And long story short, weeks passed, I think, and we're getting better, but we're still like kind of weak. You know what I'm saying? And Haley still hasn't given up the information. And it gets to a point where what happens? Pasta goes out to get something. Like Pasta leaves the cabin and we're good enough to like walk around. And so we end up walking into the main room where Haley was at and we get to see like her condition and it was not good, y'all. It was not good. I'm gonna get my little, I'm gonna do that with the, because I like the look of that. So let me get my hot comb ready. We see Haley. She looks bad. She's in bad condition. Like, it is awful. And she's still mad at us. She still don't rock with us. Like, honestly, even in the state that she is, she still don't rock with us. So it's like, girl, what do you want? What do you want me to do? Like, you see what I'm dealing with here? You think I can handle this? But whatever. So then we get to a point. Hold on. Let me refresh my brain. Sorry, I gotta read up. Okay, this is where we will pick up on. This is chapter 58. So it says, we wake up, but we're super exhausted. Our mind is racing with self-loathing. Though everyone knows that the creature is after us, so people treat us different, and we can't help but feel alone. But we think about the creature. So she's just feeling guilty for, like, main character is feeling guilty for, housing and like putting up with and maybe like defending the creature, but she's doing it because she has no choice. I mean, she does have a choice, but it's like, she doesn't want to unalive her parents. Like, she doesn't want her. The thing that's manipulative about the creature is like, if they do unalive the parents, it'll be her fault. She's already having like people that she didn't even unalive pop up in her mental, torturing her, like, and she can't handle the guilt. So she's just very conflicted about that. But yeah, Pasta asks us how, now that we know his feelings, because Pasta actually, like, after Haley attacked us, I guess he learned something about himself, and he learned that he really likes us. Like, the thought of losing us was just too much to bear for him. That's why Like, on top of him torturing Haley for the information, he was also doing it as a revenge for us. Because he's a yandere. But yeah, he's telling us our feelings, and we do not reciprocate. We do not reciprocate the feelings, and that's where it starts. Chapter 59. We do not have feelings for this man. Like, stop. And he's confused by this. He's like, what? Like, girl, I would do anything. Like, what are you talking about? And we're like, dude, I'm. You took a chunk of my abdomen? Like, what's going on here? I don't want it. But yeah, Pasta, he's just like not hearing us. Like, Pasta doesn't really care about our feelings, and that's what's toxic about it. It's toxic because the love is very one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Pasta loves us, but then again, if you love us, why would you treat us like this? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the book, that's why I really like this book, because it makes you think about that, you know? But I'll get into it later. I kind of want to skim through all the unnecessary details and stuff like that. I just want to get to the juicy parts. Because the book is almost over. But I remember there was just like a big chunk of stuff that ended up happening. I remember now. Oh, hello, darling. Hello. How are you? You literally got here at the perfect part, because we're at the end. But let me do this really fast. We're just going through the story, picking up where we left off. It's nothing too crazy though. Like, it's nothing too relevant to the story that we were talking about. But let me not get too much into that. How are you doing? How are you? I'm just trying to bump these up a little bit. But yeah, the part in the story that we're at is where, you know, Pasta, he kidnaps us. He kidnaps us. We're gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we're healing up because we got sliced up. Oh, I'm good. I'm about to go out after this. I don't know yet where though. We're on an impulsive little vibe here. And yeah, nothing too crazy. Wednesday, hump day. I'm gonna put this claw clip in real fast. Thank you. Hope you had a good day yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We're almost to Friday. Almost there. I just dropped my hot comb. Let me unplug this. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is as good as it's gonna get. You see that? Cute enough. That's as good as it's gonna get. I need to put some earrings in. That's what I need to do. Oh, matter of fact, let me get my jewelry box real fast. You see the sweatshirt? Real chill. Hold on. I got a lot of stuff over here. My jewelry box is not small. This is the jewelry box. We gotta pick out our earrings. Let's see. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna finish telling the rest of the story. I think I'm gonna wear these earrings. I never wear them, and they're so cute. I don't feel like I have enough outfits that go with them. So I'm like, look, why not? Why not just do it today? Why not? Cute enough. Like what? I need more dangle earrings, honestly. Give me more dangle earrings. But yeah. Basically what happens at the like rest of the story is that Pasta's like, look, I'm gonna give you a little. No, he doesn't actually. Somebody comes in the cabin that we're being held captive at, and it's actually the owner of the cabin. He's a nice older man, and he's like, "What the heck is going on?" Like, And so we're telling him like, "Look, we're being held captive. Like, help me get up out of here." He's a little taken aback by this, a little shocked. But he's like, "Look, I have a daughter too. I have a wife, I have kids, and I'm gonna help you get up out of here." And so they end up hiking, like they end up hiking up this or down this mountain for like miles together in the snow. And in an attempt to escape from Pasta. And Pasta, like he's a little behind, you know what I'm saying? By the time he gets back to the cabin, like we've already got a good amount of distance between each other. And he's quick though, like he's fast. And thankfully we end up, getting back to the old man's car. He only takes us like a good distance before he like has to let go our separate ways because he has kids. Like he doesn't want to put his people in danger. But he's a good man and he gets us to where we need to go. And so now we're just trying to like get as far away from Pasta as possible. And in that actually no, we're not trying to get away from Pasta. We're trying to figure out more information on Pasta and his species and just finding out more information about him so we can understand him better and understand how to defeat the man better. And in that we learned that there's like these folk tales from this dead town, you know what I'm saying, abandoned or whatever. And his kind was, they have stories there. And so has to she has to get there. She don't have no car. She's far away. She, like, you know what I'm saying? She's beaten, battered. Like, how's she gonna get there? Basically, she goes to this convenience store or whatever, and she's trying to find a ride. And this one person comes in the convenience store. She's a little weird. I understand, and it sounds really interesting. It is very interesting. If you're into like gory stuff like that, then check it out, honestly, because it's good. But there are other books that I have to read that aren't as intense as this. My feet be hurting. I mean, because I don't know if she was barefoot. I don't think she was barefoot, thankfully. But she was going through a lot. Main character was going through a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. But yeah, she ends up getting a ride from somebody, but she's kind of weird. Like, she's kind of weird. She keeps saying like weird things to us and she's just being creepy, you know what I'm saying? But she's going in the same direction that we need to go. So we just had to stick it out. We just had to stick it out. But like the closer and closer we get to the destination, the weirder and weirder she gets. And like, long story short, we figure out why she's so weird. In the beginning of the story, like Pasta talks about how there's just these people that are obsessed with, him and his kind, and like they try to tame him or they're obsessed with him and stuff like that. Weird. That's the only word I can describe. Yeah, it is. It is weird. I will give you that. I will give you that. But she's basically one of those obsessive people. She's really interested in Pasta and what goes on in that. And so basically, she, when we got kidnapped, obviously we're on the news. We're in a small town. So she kind of puts all the dots together about our relationship with Pasta and all this extra stuff, blah, 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 blah. And she's using us as bait for Pasta. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to get him out. And it's bad. I'm actually sparing you guys from the details of the story because she did some wicked stuff to us. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so we're in the town, like we're in the abandoned town, but she's got us locked up again. We broke free just to be locked up again. It's sick. And she's kind of just waiting us out for Pasta to come and get us. And so she in an attempt to tame him. Pasta doesn't want to be tamed. He don't like that, but she don't know that. So anyways, Pasta's on his way. He is two people joined. Thank you for the two people that joined. I really appreciate you. We're just talking about this Wattpad book. But I did another live. This is part 2. So if you didn't watch the first part, watch the first part. No, yeah, you're good. You're good. But yeah, Pasta's on his way. He is he is scared out of his mind because at this point, this is a slow burn, but like at this point we're at chapter like 60. And he has come to terms that he has feelings for us stronger than just a tasty snack. We're not just a tasty snack to him. He likes our mind. He likes our mental. You know what I'm saying? But he also likes us as a treat to eat too. He just takes smaller bites. But I digress. So he's on his way. And he actually ends up getting to us before anything like too bad happens. The chick is crazy. She's not really that relevant to the story, so she ends up like we get rid of her. She's gone, and we actually get to the point in the story where we get to like learn about Pasta, like learn about the way he is. So there's this cabin in that small town, right? And we go to it. It's Pasta's grandfather's cabin, right? And we learned that when Pasta was a baby, like when he was a kid and he was born, his grandfather did not like him. The reason he didn't like him was because in order to have and able to reproduce and create his kind, you have to have one man, like one of Pasta, and then one woman. So, and then his kind, they only produce males. And when they have children, the mother passes away. She doesn't survive the childbirth because when the baby is born, he has to eat something, right? So the first like he's gonna tear into the first first thing the baby sees. So that's how they end up, passing away. And the grandfather did not like that. So Pasta basically took away his daughter, like his grandfather's daughter. And so because of that, he ended up locking up Pasta and his father. And he used to torture his father in front of Pasta, and then he used to torture Pasta as well. And it got to one point where Pasta was old enough to be like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing this no more. And he ended up breaking free from his grandfather, and he unalived him. He unalived him, and he ran away, and he was running the streets, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit, until one day he found the tunnels, and, people were entertained by the spectacle of him. And so that's how, like, in the beginning when everyone was trying to figure out about Pasta and get information on him and stuff like that, they were, you know what I'm saying? Like they were just really interested in him and like trying to use him for their own personal gain. I thought that he would see the doctor first. What's the book called? It's called Infectious Intent by Cloaked Ranger on Wattpad. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. I don't. Why would he be at the hospital though? Because he's not a human. He's not a human. He's not. There's no helping that man. He's gone. But when we're in the tunnel, like when he finally gets to the tunnels and he's telling us about this, he says that at first he wasn't even trying to kill unalive people, like in the way that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? In the way, like the gruesome ways that he was doing it. But as time went on and people kept trying him, trying to tame him and all that extra stuff, he was like, you know what, I'm over it. And so he's like, if you want a show, I'll give you a show. And that's why he started to be all sadistic and crazy with the way he went about his, getting his food. And he said he started to enjoy the hunt. And that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the book, things settle down. They go back to their parents' house. They're still they don't hide Pasta anymore, though. The parents know about Pasta. He gives them the same ultimatum, like, you keep me at the house, y'all are good. If you go against me, then watch out. You know what I'm saying? And there's a second book in the series. So they kind of leave us off on a like weird note where Pasta is trying to have children. Pasta's trying to have kids. But remember, when the mother gives birth, they pass away. But Pasta actually likes us, so he don't want us to pass away. So you know what he does? He's like, when I figure out a way for you to have children without that happening, we gotta make something shake. We have to make something shake. And we're like, no, I'm good. And he's like, watch out. And so at the end of the book, chilling. But then he looks at us and he's like, I found a way for you to have kids without you passing away. And we're like, oh God. And I did read the second book. I actually really enjoyed the second book. I think I liked it more than the first one, but the first one's kind of a classic, so I can't hate on her. But I don't know, if you think I should read it and come back, then I will do that. Because I was going to read it anyway. But if you want to hear the review, then we can do that. We can definitely do that. I'm like, I don't know. But that's the end of the book. And should I put lashes on? Let me know. Should I put lashes on? Or is that too much? Honestly, it's kind of cute. But yeah, let's talk about our thoughts. You should. And what day or time will you do it though? I don't know. Should we get a schedule going? Cause I don't be up during the day. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't be up during the day. I could do it around 6. I don't know, but it depends on how long it's gonna take me to read the book. Cause these are not like short reads. Like this book was 90 something chapters. Thankfully they're not too long, but it still takes me a little bit to read. Maybe like a week. But I will definitely come back and do it because I like yapping about these things, guys. I like yapping about these things. I talked about this book briefly before. I brought it up with like, yeah, I can tell because I saw it. Oh, yeah. I don't know. We love the books. Okay, we love the books. But I think out of all the Yandere books, this one, it always makes me feel like, was it really worth going through all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a question for you guys. Like, would you keep the monster in your house so you and your parents could stay alive? Or would you just say, hey, there's no point? You know what I'm saying? Because the whole reason why she even tried to keep him around was because she thought she could get rid of him. But you know what I'm saying? At what cost? At what cost? All these lives lost because you wanted to keep your family alive. But then again, that's my family. Like, I'm not about to be like, yeah, have your way. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm conflicted in the story. Where it's like, was it really worth the trouble? Was it really worth the trauma? Like, was it really worth it to stay alive? And I'm not, and societal, but me personally, I don't think it's worth it. Cause that does not sound like a happy life. I mean, he's trying to procreate with you. This does not sound like this is you know, consensual. But whatever. Whatever. And I like the second book because we briefly mentioned Nick in the tunnels, and I said he was a real one, but we didn't get to see him throughout the books a lot. This first book, but in the second book, we get to see more of him, which is really cool. I like it. Shout out to the author. They did good. They did good. But yeah, I appreciate you for coming back to the live. I think. Okay, give me 2 weeks. 2 weeks to read the book, like finish it. Okay. I think that's a good enough time with everything that we're going on. And we can come back here at like 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, and we can talk about it. Period. Like, turn the notifications on. Period. Yeah. So we can do that. We can do that. All right. Well, let me stop yapping. Gotta go. Like I said, appreciate you for joining the live. I hope I get to see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your PM, right? PM. You'll never see me at 6 a.m. I tried to do that, but no. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. So I'll see you, girl. I'll see you.